Hey guys, Jay here and welcome back. And today we're going to be going over how to build an Amazon OA business to 30K plus per month with only a 5 product catalog. Now, this is something that I think a lot of beginners, whether you're just starting or you're growing the business, get wrong when it comes to building the business, because you think you need to have a ton of different products and have a catalog of 50, 100, 200 different listings to actually get to the 5, 6, 7 figure a year or a month mark. And it's completely wrong. Even at my stage of the journey, I don't even have that many active listings. I just have really quality listings. So we're gonna dive into it and go through it step by step. Now, what I have here is a range from April 23rd to March 2025, where I highlighted some of the few products that really performed and outperformed for me back in the day when I had a catalog of only 5 to 6 products. But as you can see, it did pretty good as far as revenue. Now, this wasn't over the course of 2 years. I just set the timeline pretty big. This was just mainly for, I would say, about 6 months in 2023 and maybe at the beginning of 2024. And these products that I'm about to show you guys did a bulk of the majority of the catalog. Okay, so let's dive into it. So first of all, here we have a Milk-Bone mini biscuits. You can see I did 66K in sales with it. Wiffle balls, very unique and niche product. 7K in sales. Nurtress, Rachel Ray, cat food, I believe it was, almost $8,000 in sales. Women's Depends, like underwear, $6,000 in sales. And then again, another Milk-Bone product with $1,000 in sales. And I sold a few different variations of all of these different products. But as you can see, like, these are just 6 products that maybe are niche, maybe aren't niche, pretty good for beginner categories as far as pet food and whatnot, and did a really bulk of my sales and whatnot. And I would love to show you guys my current catalog, but obviously I can't do that, and I don't have that many products in my catalog that are obviously performing 10x better than when I first started this 5 product catalog method and strategy. Okay, so we're gonna go through it step by step on how to do this. It's not incredibly hard, and how to kind of change and reframe your mindset and why this will be more possible. Okay, so number 1, we're gonna talk about mixing relationship leads with traditional OA leads. Now, before we jump into it, I want to explain a little bit of what relationship leads are. And if you've watched some of these other videos before, you'll know that this is one of the biggest opportunities when it comes to Amazon, and I call them relationship leads. So basically, you know how we have a traditional OA lead where you can go to Walgreens, PetSmart, Zoro, one of the big suppliers, even Menards, and just place an order on the website, check out, bring the inventory into Amazon and sell the product, right? That's a traditional OA lead. You don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to have any email communication, nothing like that. Well, what I call a relationship lead right here is basically taking one of these OA sites, right? Not a wholesaler or a brand or a supplier, and reaching out to them via email, via phone call, and building a mini relationship to get discounts and bulk orders through, right? And that's considered a relationship lead. So step number 1 when it comes to kind of minimizing our catalog but getting the most out of it is having a good balance between these regular OA leads and relationship leads. And it's going to make a lot of sense in the beginning. But first, let's talk about these relationship leads and kind of how it looks like when it comes to building our catalog on that side of things. So first, you're going to find OA leads, regular sourcing process, doing reverse sourcing, doing Keep a Product Finder to find quality listings and potential suppliers to buy and sell on Amazon, and that meet all of the requirements: seller counts, good volume, decent competition, good price, everything that we're looking for. Okay, now what you want to do is, instead of just flocking right to Walgreens when it comes to these relationship leads, you want to look for those smaller mom and pop retailers that you can contact in bulk, whether that's email or a phone call, okay? Because both are very effective. If you email them 3 times and they don't answer, put them on the phone, because they will answer. And if they don't, maybe you saved yourself a little bit because they're a bad company to work with, okay? So it's essentially that wholesale approach. But again, we're not approaching them on a B2B or business relationship. We're approaching them on, hey, we want to be a big customer of yours. Don't ask us any other questions. Let us buy in bulk. And I have a ton of videos on that and a ton more to come, okay? Now, you want to place the order with that relationship supplier, whether it's 20 units, 50 units, 100 units. And I have here, get discount ? Because you don't want to bake this in and say it's 100% guarantee that you're going to get a discount. But if you get 10% extra or 15% extra by placing an order of 50 units with a supplier, that's a plus. And the second plus is not having to place 1 million orders with that supplier, okay? So now you get a mini discount for basically just reaching out via email or via phone call and make that process a lot easier, okay? Then your first inventory will be sold through when it comes to these relationship leads. You bought 50 units into your catalog, and what you do is you double down, you build a better relationship with the supplier by ordering more units and potentially getting more and more discounts. And what that happens is maybe your catalog expands just with that one relationship lead, okay? Now, I wanna give you guys a little bit of a picture of what this kind of looks like, and if you're kind of new to it, of what I'm talking about. So you can see here, this is Walgreens.com, a very, very common supplier where, I've bought much inventory from there in the past. A lot of beginners buy inventory from here. This is very similar to CVS, very similar to Zoro, PetSmart, Petco, Chewy, all the websites of VitaCost, so you can go in and place an order on, not talk to anybody, stack discounts like this one right here, 20% off with friends 20, and buy one, get one free, and buy and sell these profitable products when it comes to Amazon. Now, again, I have a screenshot here of Rakuten, another way to add profit, which I'm making a video on in the business, but many, many ways to do it with a regular traditional OA website, traditional OA lead, right? So you wanna have a good stack or good catalog of these potential suppliers. And then what we have here is a prime example of a relationship lead supplier. So we have weldingstore.com. And if I had to guess, many of you, because I didn't know before then, I have never heard of this company. I don't know if they're a good company, if they're a bad company, if they allow products to be sold in bulk, whatever it may be. But this is a prime example of a mid-sized to smaller retailer that you can reach out to, buy these products in bulk to bring into your catalog, maybe get a discount, but skip the process of having to go through millions of orders and order cancellations, because now you have a relationship with the supplier. And this is something that I've bought from in the past, because what happens here is this advertised price of $17.40 with a relationship, maybe you're not getting that down to 10 or 11 because you don't have a BOGO or a discount or anything like that. But what you do, you might get this down to 15 or 14 or 12 if they have some sort of wholesale tiered discount. So there's a prime example of a relationship lead that you can buy in bulk from, and then a traditional OA lead, okay? Now, let's keep the flow going a little bit. The second thing that you want to do is balancing consistency and speed with these products that you're sending into Amazon. Now, again, it's going to make sense in a little bit, okay? So again, we always start with finding our OA leads. Now, what you want to do is have leads with fast shipping and near-term opportunity. And what does near-term opportunity mean? It basically means that ones that you're not looking to sell for the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, ones that maybe have a good discount, have a good discount, have a good selling volume in the moment. Maybe it's a little bit seasonal. Maybe the supplier has a great discount, great coupon, and you want to just chase that near-term opportunity, that near-term high ROI, and that also has that fast shipping, right? So for example, Walgreens and PetSmart will supply products in 1 to 2 days, even 2 to 3 days. So the turnaround by the time I place the order right now, and by the time it comes into my prep center, by the time my prep center sends it to Amazon, it's very, very quick, right? 7 days, maybe 10 days, and you have inventory selling within 2 weeks, right? If you opened up a selling account right now and you knew the process, it was magically put into your head of exactly what to do, you could be having inventory selling in 2 weeks, as quick as that could be, right? So you want to have these near-term opportunities mindset, that similar balance, okay? And now, like coming with balance, you want to have a duo with that, with leads from relationship suppliers with long-term consistent keepers. Now, of course, you would say, well, Jay, why can't we just have 100% of these? And yeah, you could, but this balance helps you as a beginner, especially when you're trying to grow to 10K a month or 50K a month, because this helps with cash flow, money coming in and out of your selling account so you can reinvest it back into the business. And this helps with consistency. Maybe these leads are 30% ROI, but maybe these are 80% ROI. So that catalog balances a little bit where you have consistent products, consistent clients, you can call them, that pay you every month. If they're gonna last for the next year or the next 6 months or 9 months, you have a good relationship with the supplier. It allows you to work an hour a day or an hour a week, whatever it may be. And then you have these opportunities where, hey, let's get a paycheck of $2,000. Let's get an invoice of $3,000. All right, obviously not that kind of profits with these leads, but some sort of numbers like that where you're balancing out that catalog and trying to hit it on both ends so you really have stability within the business while also chasing that little high ROI opportunity wins, okay? And that balance of two is, one, important for the business, but it's also very important for the mental. Because if you have a ton of these leads, let's say 90% of them, well, every single month, even if you have a great system with your own sourcing process, or you have somebody who else does the sourcing for you, if you hire an employee, well, you're gonna feel pretty stressed because 95% of your catalog is gonna be unprofitable, or you have to move on to a next lead. But if you have 30 or 40% of your catalog that's just stable, well, you only have to replace 50% or 60%, right? Or vice versa. If you have 60% of the stable, then you have to only replace 40%, okay? And of course, the end goal would be great to have 100% of your leads shipping out one day, great profit, great consistency, but it's just not possible for a true beginner, so you wanna have this balance, okay? So that stable catalog what it does for you, it just grows over time. It allows you to replace the fat at the bottom and do more of what works, okay? And you literally just rinse and repeat and then audit the bottom. Now, I'm gonna talk about this in the third point here, but by auditing the bottom, you're ensuring that those bottom half of the catalogs are always getting replaced. Those, even if they're tanking leads, well, now you bring them in with new consistent leads or new high ROI opportunity leads. So that way you say, okay, how can we make this a better team, basically? How can I make my catalog performing at a higher level? Is it better ROI? Is it more consistent leads? Is it more consistency in the entire catalog? It all stacks on top of each other, okay? Now, the third one is cutting the fat and replacing the bottom of your catalog, like I mentioned, when it comes to the audit process. Now, what does that mean? As always, find these OA leads, right? And first, let's talk about an example. You have 10 total leads in the catalog. Let's just say you have 10 total leads, and that's a very good sized catalog. I didn't have that till a year plus in the business. 10 really solid leads that were actually active making me inventory. Well, you can do the same as well when it comes to 5 leads in the catalog, but just for this example, 4 are your top performers, 4 are stable, and 2 are tankers, okay? So essentially, you have 4 that do a majority of the revenue for the business. 4 of them are just, 20% ROI, 15% ROI. Maybe there's some stable, relationship leads, but they're kind of keeping the base of it. And what you want to do is strive to replace your top performers, okay? So you would think normally, okay, let's just replace the tankers and put 2 more stable leads in here and we have a stable business, right? Wait for us to get more money. But if you always keep the foot on the gas pedal to strive to replace these, right? These will become your 2 really not tankers, but they'll become your bottom half of the catalog. Then your top half might be 40% ROI, maybe a better relationship lead. And now as you continue to replace, right, where your first ever lead becomes one that you would never buy again, is where you want to be in the business, right? Because then you really have that strong top half of the catalog and you're always auditing the bottom. No, we would never touch a 40% lead. Now we're only looking at 50% ROIs. Now we're only looking at leads that do 500 sales per month. And you can see how it compounds over and over again on top of each other, okay? And what that does is it makes the catalog dominant, all right? It compounds over time by having a stronger and a stronger base. And don't just look at it for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. Look at it for 2 or 3 years. What 10 solid winners do that are really, really good due to the business. Because as you have more leads coming in, over the course of a year or 2 years, you could have, hundreds of leads coming in. And all of those hundreds are basically competing against your current catalog, and you could just replace them out of there to have a really strong, strong 5 good ones. You have 2 quick leads from traditional OA suppliers and 3 consistent opportunities that you invest, 15 or 20 or 30K in across the entire inventory, okay? And as always, just like the top one, you want to always audit the catalog, right? Auditing, especially as a one-man business, is the biggest thing you could do for yourself. Every Friday, every Sunday, once a month, whatever it may be, I recommend once a week to say, okay, is this catalog as strong as it could be? Where can we replace things, right? You can't have any hard feelings to any of your leads, even if they're consistent. Where can they be better? Again, if you have a consistent 20% ROI lead, that's great. But can you source to find a product that is 40% consistent ROI? You can't. So you have to audit that process. Now, here's a really, really big quote that I want you guys to take to the absolute bank that will stick with you for a while and be one of the most important things and sayings when it comes to buying and selling leads for your Amazon business to get to that 6-figure a month mark. And that is 20% of your inventory doing 80% of the work. Okay, now think about that for a second. You're gonna have a catalog of 5 products, right? And out of 5 products, 20% is 1, 80% is 4. 20% of your catalog will always do a majority of the work. So if you can strive to continue to only focus on getting more 20% winners in your catalog and cutting that 80% fat, you will build a dominant business with Amazon, because it's always like this, right? It's the same thing when it comes to having a service business where you have 10 clients, 20 clients, 30 clients. Some pay you $100 a month, some pay you $30,000 a month, all right? And when you look at in the inventory business, some of your leads are going to be strong from a great supplier, great relationship that you've been doing for the past year, and it's 60% ROI, and it does a majority of your revenue. And all those other products are consistent, they're a good base, but if you can keep trying to replace those to focus on more on those 20% of the catalog, look how strong your catalog becomes, because then you continue to audit, continue to replace the bottom, and replace the fat out of the business. All right. So there it goes when it comes to having a 5 product catalog to build a 30K, even that number is a little bit low, 50K or 100K plus a month business with Amazon, and is more real and more serious than you think. So take those limiting beliefs away from needing to have 20 or 100 listings in your inventory. You can do it with much, much less. Take it from me, I've been doing it for years, the same exact strategy. So as always, if you guys like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm making one every single day now. And if you have any video recommendations, always put them in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.